What exactly are human Sentimonsters? Well, here's your full recap and explanation because it's a little confusing. These are Adrien's grandparents, Emil and Millie. They had two daughters, Amelie and Emily. Emily was very curious, a bit of a wild child, and very hard to control, versus Amelie was a very good child who did everything their parents told her to do. Hoping that being sent into the world would make their child grow up, Emil and Millie sent Emily to live in Paris, France, where despite coming from a very rich lineage, she fell in love with what at the time was a poor tailor boy, Gabriel Agreste. Meanwhile, Amelie did everything that was ever asked of her, and so she went to America to be married off to a very rich American billionaire. But despite both siblings finding love, neither couple were able to have a baby, and so Gabriel turned to more alternative means, aka the Peacock Miraculous. And the Peacock Miraculous gives the user the ability to create an amok, which when placed in the object gives the person holding that object the ability to create a living creature, based off their current emotional state. These creatures that are created via the Peacock Miraculous are called Sentimonsters. And so, cutting back to the families, Emily uses the Peacock Miraculous as a last resort to do some sort of fetus magic and become pregnant. It's left a little vague on how they did that, but I think that's on purpose. The other couple, Amelie and her American husband, would end up doing the same thing. Anyways, Emily would give birth to Adrien Agreste and Amelie would give birth to Felix Fathom. The creator of Miraculous clarified on this, saying that the Peacock Miraculous creates the thing it was intended to create. So if, when using it, you intended to create a human, you did create a human. Sentimonsters aren't a species as much as they are a status on how you were created. But there's one issue. Sentimonsters can be controlled by the object containing their amok. This, combined with the fact that Felix's father began to see him more and more of a monster and less of a human, led to Felix living a very abused childhood, having to obey his father no matter what, even when the ring containing his amok cracked and suffered him immense pain. Similarly, you can also see Adrien getting controlled by Gabriel at certain points in the show. Sentimonsters' lives have two main threats. One, someone breaks the object containing their amok and they dissolve, or two, the holder of the Peacock Miraculous decides to dissolve that Sentimonster. This is why Felix worked so hard to get the Peacock Miraculous from Gabriel, so he or Adrien could not get dissolved. And now currently, after the passing of both of their fathers, Adrien and Felix hold the rings that contain their amoks. Adrien unknowingly of that. It also might be worth mentioning that Kagami is also a Sentimonster and was created in the exact same way as Adrien, as some sort of weird like arranged marriage type deal, but in the end she ended up falling for Felix instead. But some of you may be asking, why didn't the amok come out when Ladybug cracked the ring containing Adrien's amok? Well, the creator of Miraculous said it had something to do with the intention in which you smashed the ring. There's also a second reason that could have something to do with the amount of time an amok has been in an object and has been a Sentimonster, but Miraculous's creator has been a little bit vague on how that works, so I'm not exactly sure.